Howdy, folks. We have another Age of the Ring cast here, and this is part of the Age of the Ring Season 1 League. And what I'm doing here in these casts coming up is highlighting winners in each bracket. So here we have the Wildmen bracket, and we have Delwor in the top left playing as Mordor, and we have Heyosh, who was the winner of the Wildmen bracket, as Woodland Realm in the bottom right, and you can see here the new aesthetic changes to Woodland Realm. Sometimes they have the red leaves, sometimes they have green, depending on the map in question. Lots of Goblin Caves and Warglares to creep. Some nice little ambient, I think, Rohirrim peasants here? Maybe? Actually, I don't know if these are Woodmen, okay. But back to the match, we have a Sylvan clearing start for Heyosh, and we have Orc Stronghold start for Delwor. Any tier 1s, Elven Horn and Trackers of Kirith Ungol. We have some early pikes, probably a mistake there unless you're going to use them to creep, because Woodland Realm doesn't get early cavalry. They have to upgrade the Sylvan clearing to level 2 to get that cavalry. So and it looks like he is going to go creep the Warglare, so not a mistake. But definitely would have been if he had sent them off to go harass, since these Elven Swords will just make mincemeat out of these Orc Pikes. Age of the Ring, as you might know if you've played a little bit, has a strong counter system. So swords can counter pikes, pikes can counter cavalry, cavalry can counter archers, archers can counter swords. So it's a little bit like rock, paper, scissors with 4 different things, each of which is strong against another and weak against another. And looks like the creep money is going to go to Heyosh. Kind of a slow game so far. We've got a couple orc battalions here just hanging out, cheering for God knows what they cheer for. Probably more Manflesh or something. So both players getting some creep money. No one has touched an enemy building or unit yet. So you have some time perhaps to go grab popcorn. Harass from both sides. So we have Heyosh finally hitting some eco over here and over here. And so you don't want to send your whole army to deal with just one harass group, because then, of course, the other one gets free reign. Oh, early Troll Cage from Delwor. So Troll Cage in the back to conceal it until the last minute. And yes, this troll will have a field day with these Elven Swords here. So monster units are a little bit different from that counter, different in that counter system. Monsters are typically countered by pikes. And Woodland Realm also needs to upgrade the Sylvan Clearing to level 2 to get any pike access in the early game. So a smart play there. They can, of course, be vulnerable to archer fire. If you have enough archers, you can bring down a troll. Troll does pick up a tree. To me, that's usually the right play. You want to give it AoE attacks. Horde bonus coming in briefly for Mordor. I believe it is, what, 100 orcs? 90 orcs or more, you get plus 25% damage and armor. So definitely can help turn the tide against these Sylvans, which are speedy and a little tougher and do more damage than these orcs. We have one level 2 battalion in there for the pikes, which has that, if I could click on it, has the Mark of the Red Eye, plus 25% damage also. 2 trolls with trees. This could be painful for Heyosh here. Elven Horn comes in. I would focus the trolls immediately with the archers. They're the high value target that you want to get down. But see, the archers are not even doing enough. I think you will probably lose this Sylvan Clearing, and this one is not level 2, so this will be a problem. Delwor having the upper hand here, able to take out this Sylvan Clearing basically unimpeded because all the orcs are serving as a meat shield between the trolls and the elven units. So we'll lose this key farm. Already lost one of the clearings. A big blow against Delwor here. kind of a mistake to have these archers firing against the building, because they will not do much damage unless they've got fire arrows. Wisely retreating to save the value of this investment. Not sure why he's leaving in these archers to get destroyed. It looks like the heal came in from the feast heal came in from the well. But another push down the left side. I think this is a bit of a mistake. This is a feed here, because they're about 1-to-1 as far as numbers go. And there are pikes in here which are going to do nothing against these archers. So kind of a mistake to go in that deep. But look at the map's control for Mordor. 475 CP for Delwor, but 750. Sorry, 750 for Delwor as Mordor. And then 475 for Heyosh as Woodland Realm. Advantage definitely to Delwor here as Mordor. Ooh, but Builder snipe. Oh, the Builder does get sniped. Oof. That's got to sting. But look at this map control. I mean, look, if you look at the mini-map, there's basically a Mordor structure in every single bit of their half of the map, but nothing for Woodland Realm. And building next to building over here. Troll using rocks, not, I think, the best idea against Woodland Realm. Probably just want to grab a tree and just go ham on this big clump of archers, just like these two trolls are going to be doing. And we have some Woodman hunters coming in, but they are also not going to strongly counter monsters. So they do have the mark of Bema, excuse me. So it can help with making units lose armor. Nazgul coming in, still no pike access. Oh, now we finally have one pike unit being recruited. A little late, frankly, for Heyosh. Generally, as Woodland Realm, you want to start with a Sylvan Barracks and build another one and then upgrade it. Galleon Master of Wine is here, so the heal does come in for Woodland Realm, but he's going to lose this very crucial farm structure that was level 2.5. And it is Mordor's game to lose at this point. The eco is going strong for Mordor, close to tier 2, 9 points in the bank, 875 CP, really dominant map control here. The trolls are also being microed well. They are not dying casually to archer fire. And we have Tariel also on the field. Excellent choice if you're going with Sylvan Spam. A bit more harass here coming in. Horse archers on the field. They can be, as we saw in the gameplay between Awehawe and Istri, horse archers can be quite useful against trolls in that they can snipe them a little bit and then run away in time. But trolls are pretty fast. Those cave trolls are pretty fast, so it can be dangerous. Pikes in there. Nazgul has to be careful. Nazgul does take some damage, but not enough pikes in there to punish the Nazgul, really. Drummer Trolls now on the field, so we have a level 2 Troll Cage coming in. 2 Easterling Garrisons coming in, so we are going to get, it looks like, upgraded Easterling Archers. Elven King's Patience also does come in, but also Gathering All Evil to him with these Haradrim Raiders. So, really an excellent play, given how few pikes Woodland Realm has right now. And Woodland Realm on a full retreat. And which Nazgul? Just regular Nazgul. No Witch King on the field quite yet. If you are going Easterling Garrison, it is a good idea to get Gathering All Evil to him. Because you can go sort of Orc strategy and then get the Elite Orcs from the Citadel and get the Orcish Marauders. The downside of that play is you generally don't have Elite Archer access like you do with the Easterlings. And you also don't get these Elite units that are gated behind that Tier 2 power. But Mordor are, very flexible. They can go either way, and they can pivot mid-game. And anyway, these units are going to get eaten up by the Drummer Troll, giving support to these Orcs. This Drummer Troll gives excellent support to nearby Orcs. They get the experience buff, the damage and armor. They have a fear, an Inspire Fear at level 1. So definitely a unit that hits above its weight when microed correctly, and you don't just let it run right into pikes. More free Nazgul trample here. Heal comes in for Galleon. Tariel hitting the Nazgul, but not going to be nearly enough to slow it down. Drummer Troll does go down. Pike's coming in to help, but the Micro from Delwor is just winning the day here. 3 heroes now on the field for Woodland Realm, and I don't think Mordor has yet answered the hero spam from Woodland Realm. That's what's really keeping them in the game. I mean, definitely a smart move if you're losing on map control and you've got no spare CP really to build units. You have to pivot to heroes. I mean, there's not really much else you can do. So some Huskarls just coming around, or Varyogs, excuse me, just hanging out and playing too much Isengard, calling them Huskarls. So Varyogs of Khan coming in, but I mean Mordor just can keep flooding the map, and they've got these elite archers which will snipe heroes, so that is unanswer. Especially when they get the barbed arrows upgrade, these will mow down heroes. And there's not any real cavalry, elite cavalry access for Woodland Realm at this point. They can go with the anti-spam unit over here, but that won't be enough to combat the elite archers once they get the upgrades. It will help a bit with the orc spam, but the Inspire Fear coming in for Mordor, and the Fear Resist from Legolas just isn't available yet, and Radagast gives it to Woodman Hunters, but just not ready yet. Farron does have his summon. He does summon, at level 5, some Spearmen, which would help with hard countering the trolls. We do some spears over here. He's got to be careful to keep them out. He needs them to fight these trolls over here. Double Drummer Troll, and we've got a Cave Troll also in the back there. And we've got the anti-spam unit now. We have Tier 3 coming in for Woodland Realm, so you can see Mordor with the Orc Spam feeding Woodland Realm. No pikes to protect them. What a great use of the Tier 3 there. Really nice job by Heyosh staying in this despite the huge disadvantage on map control here. Excellent use. Just, yeah, absolutely chasing down these enemy units here with no pike support. He took out all those Easterling archers. He has bought himself some time. We will see how this goes. Some in-units coming in. The Goldar Bulwarks. So these units are pretty strong. And I would keep sending in these units to... Frumgar could do some experience buff for these units here. But look at this. The Nazgul just cannot keep up. They can use their Fear at level 3, but they don't have it quite yet. Neither one is level 3 just yet. But this is a mistake. I wouldn't send them to attack a farm. I would just have them keep on mowing down these units here. There's no Slaves of Nirn farm to get that high-value target. So excellent work by Heyosh staying in this with the... And these spam units, let's see how they do against buildings. They're not too badly. Not too great either, actually, for the money you spend on them. And this seems like a mistake. Went in a little too deep, and now the Tier 2 summon from Mordor coming back in. Elven Horde comes in. Elven King's Patience could come in to slow down the trample. Probably should use that here. We will see. This would be a good spot. Oh, missed a chance to do it on both the army and the summoned units. But Woodland Realm really fighting to stay in this. Very impressive play here. Because one thing that really helps is having a lot of tenacity. So leadership is gone for enemy units, and they're all slowed by Elven King's Patience. You can see the VFX effect there. Farron probably should be using this Shield Bash ability, maybe a summon in the back to help take out these archers. 10 points in the bank for Woodland Realm, 575 CP, 850 CP for Mordor. Shelob has come in, so we do now have a very serious threat to the hero spam from Woodland Realm. Legolas is on the field, level 2 already. The hero squad for Woodland Realm showing its strength here and how well it synergizes with the rest of the roster. No Radagast to help support these Woodmen. But these barbed arrows are going to mow down this squishy front line over here. Legolas using his barbed arrow on Easterlings. Probably not a great idea. I would have used it on the troll, probably. Or maybe a Nazgul. Nazgul getting low, but has its fear now. These dogs doing a lot for Woodland Realm against these orcs here. Farron getting a bit low, but Mordor has not dropped Shelob quite yet. Could have probably got Farron there, but maybe wants to wait until the archer heroes are vulnerable. And also, we've got counter harass going on here. Shelob is a good choice, given how many heroes are on the field for Woodland Realm. And now the cataphracts are out for Mordor. So that cavalry harass is going to be a real pain to deal with. Although not being microed well here, going down to Sylvan spears that cost 255. Very bad play there from where did they come from? They were 900. So huge misplay there to lose that 900 value unit to units that are not even 260. Excellent work by Woodland Realm staying in this. Getting small victories and trades like that keep them alive despite the map control disadvantage. And it's now shifted to a tie. 700 CP for Mordor, and a farm just went down. So now Woodland Realm has taken map control back. The lead in map control back. 750 CP for Woodland Realm. Wow. So quite a swing. I thought it was Delwor's game to lose, basically, but very impressive stuff. Do we have... Nope, still level 1. So, Delwor letting Heyosh get back into this. Tier 3 is 2/3 off cooldown, so coming back soon. But Mordor will get some...
I require your blade!
Oh no, Legolas went down! Probably left on aggressive stance and just was way out in front of the units. That's a $2,700 hero right there down the drain. Jeez, not a good moment. But Thranduil does come on the field to avenge his son's death. Royal Barracks will go down. It's only level 1, so not quite the end of the world, but certainly a blow. And this farm will go down. It's level 3. 100 CP going to be lost for Woodland Realm, and losing 40 a tick, so not great for Woodland Realm right now. Shelob coming in to a hit, presumably Farron, who got the poison stinger there. Who was it used on? Was it used on Farron? Oh, Tariel goes down, so it was used on Tariel. Thranduil very low. If Thranduil goes down, that might be it. Definitely could get Thranduil here. Oh, what a missed opportunity. I think the barbed arrows were actually on Thranduil, and Tariel went down to the poison stinger. But Thranduil just recovering. Sylvan Barracks will go down. I think this is it. This is the end, it looks like. But well fought by Heyosh. Delwor just coming with that Easterling spam. The unit mobs look so good, by the way. And the red on the barbed arrows is so neat, too. But just could not counter the trolls early enough on and never really climbed fully back into it. Tier 2 summon coming in for Mordor. Trackers haven't really been used a lot. Not sure why that was... Are we going to see a Tier 4 from Mordor? I believe that would be Eye of Sauron on the left side of the spellbook. So, would be cool if we saw Tier 4 right before the game ends. Tier 4 for Woodland Realm is available, but that horn will do nothing. Yeah. So all units can now trample, and there's a Terrify on the enemy units. Elven King's Patience being used, but Eye of Sauron comes in. 2 Tier 4s dropped at the end. This is good. Uh-oh. So they're just melted, yeah. See, I would have used the Stag because well, no, it's the wrong side of the spellbook, but Stag would have provided magic damage, immunity, and a huge armor buff. I generally like to go with the Stag unless you've got a lot of heroes on the field. Legolas comes back. Will do basically nothing, I think, against these units. But wow, zero army out of 575 CP for Mirkwood. And 441 out of 950 for Mordor. But Mordor retreating inexplicably. Woodland Realm does have Galleon, Legolas, and Thranduil, which is not going to be enough against even a small army here. We do have Cataphracts here with no upgrades quite yet, just banners. But I just don't see how Woodland Realm gets back into this. If they rushed Gilded Guard or something, maybe, but I mean, they need to rebuild their production structures ASAP. And maybe get some Beornings out. That might be a way to climb back into it.
Oh, wait.
But the Beorning Lodge was never upgraded past 2. And even though it was upgraded to level 2, never went for any Druids of the Oaken Order. Dismounted Nazgul, practically crawling around. In the books, in the Fellowship, they actually have the Nazgul kind of crawling around and sniffing. How cool would it be if a dismounted Nazgul, like, crawled around? You know, sort of occasionally. That would probably be a pain in the butt to create that animation. But the slow march on Woodland Realm's base. No Witch King on the field, just 2 Nazgul. So against the hero squad, the barbed arrows are good. And Mordor could have also. We'll see what happens here with this clash. Fear coming in for the drummer troll, but fear resistance from Legolas, so does nothing. Nazgul is low, does use fear again, doesn't do anything. Elvenhorn comes in, but these archers are just getting free kills. Oh, tier 3 for Woodland Realm. What an excellent, excellent. So that fire buff would have been nice against. I don't know if it's fire or magic, but it would have been nice against Eye of Sauron if it's fire damage. Wow. So once again, the tier, and there were a lot of Easterling pikes in there, but I think they got mowed down by these Woodman archers here. So very impressive. I thought it was over when those tier 4s were getting dropped, and Eye of Sauron got dropped. But just it shows you what a mistake it was to let the faction leader slip away when Thranduil had basically no health. Now has all this health. Not using Love of Silver and Jewels, which is a huge mistake. It gives you heavy armor. You could buff up these Greenwood units here, and you absolutely should. Can also buff the Sylvans and give them heavy armor, which you need against these Cataphracts. So I don't know why that isn't being used. So that's a level 3 ability. The cooldown gets reduced as Thranduil levels up. And absolutely should be used every time it's off cooldown on your units, because otherwise you are not getting the heavy armor you want. So tier 4's dropped, but now both players going elsewhere in the spellbook, potentially. Fire arrows coming in and orc archers. 2 drummer trolls. Not many pikes. But see, that's a mistake, I think, to mow down those units. I would have tried to hit the drummer trolls with Legolas's bow like that. But that's just me. And also he's got the ignore armor ability, so can help mow down those trolls if they make a push here. 755 out of 900 CP for Mordor. 420 out of 650 for Woodland Realm. And I would probably get going on some vineyards to help reduce the cost of these units. Greenwood Warriors coming in, level 2. And Nazgul does not go down. Oh no, but the summon here to help hit these Greenwoods. And these are summon units, so I would have just sent them in to hit the archers no matter what. Not much value in running them back here. But with all these debuffs, the debuff on armor and the buff on attack from the Elven King's Feast, Woodland Realm really showing how they can use those buffs and debuffs to even the odds, despite their squishier units. Ooh, Elven King's Patience coming in. How much value is that going to get? Trackers of Kirith Ungol dropped here. Fear from the Drummer Troll, and Legolas was too far back for the Fear Resist to come in for Woodland Realm. Unfortunate for Heyosh. Keep an eye on Thranduil here and see how Thranduil does. Looks like all the spells have been dropped for Woodland Realm. The Elven King's Feast needs to move or will go down. Oh no! What a sad waste of the tier 2. Had a third left also. Could have dropped it here to help support this lane against Eco Harass. What a game so far. I thought it was over, 5 minutes ago. But man, you were right to send me. So I asked each of the winners of the brackets to send me their favorite game that they played. And so this is what Heyosh sent me. So thanks, Heyosh, for this replay. You were right. It was a good one. Farm just out of sight here. Shelob coming in. Probably going to go for Legolas. The stun does come in. Heal from Galleon. Not sure what Shelob's going for here. Should definitely go for Legolas. Legolas or Thranduil, one of them. Gotta pick one. Oh no, but Shelob is going down. Did not even use the Stinger. Oh, what a misplay. Waste of that tier 3. Especially when the heroes are basically keeping Heyosh alive in this game. But Delwor still having an advantage in his army here. He's got 587 out of 1,000 CP. So all of his farms have been hit, but they've all leveled up too, so. Still not looking good for Woodland Realm. There's no real answer for those barbed arrows unless you get the Gilded Guard or the Cav summon. Beekeeping has not been purchased yet for Woodland Realm, but would be a very valuable investment. Heal coming in from the well. Galleon finally goes down, it looks like. Fighting the trackers of Kirith Ungol. Galleon survived! That's pretty surprising. Greenwood Archers getting some free kills on these orcs. Wow. So, Delwor trying to save his high-value back line here, sending them in full retreat. And I hope Beekeeping was purchased at this point. Okay, good. I was about to say. You need some eco, and you need it now. Jeez. What a back and forth here. Slaves of Nirn does come in. Where was it used? I assume on the Forge, then? Yeah, no, on this farm over here. 57 a tick. So a lot of Greenwood's coming in. Probably needs a second Greenwood. Yep, second Greenwood barracks here. And maybe tech one up or get Gilded Guard, one of the two. But Greenwoods are really tough. Love of Silver and Jewels was not used yet. Just a huge mistake not to use that ability from Thranduil. Because you can give heavy armor to all these. Well, sorry, they come equipped with heavy armor, but you can make it even beefier. And you can beef up your back line, too, against Cavalry Trample. Eye of Sauron almost back. 13 points in the bank for Woodland Realm. 7 for Mordor. Legolas should be giving the Fear Resist here now. Nope, not close enough to do so. Nazgul dismounted, fighting this front line here. Mouth of Sauron has also hit the field. Excellent choice to counter the buffing of the spellbook from Woodland Realm. Some upgraded pikes coming in for Woodland Realm. Palace Guards here. Very cool unit model in my book. Yeah, I'm just not seeing how Woodland Realm climbs back into this. I mean, this is a good idea, like, fight on this raised terrain and force them to come this way. Probably not the right place to put that. Probably should put it right in the back here. Tier 3 coming in for Woodland Realm. Oops. Ooh, really excellent use of the Tier 3, the Hail of Arrows. So this is kind of like Watcher in the Water with how much of the army it can just delete. And just deleted that back line, but not enough. Not with the Mordor heroes out on the front line. Speaking of which, where is the Witch King? So, Slaves of Nirn was used, and Mordor has no money, so I assume Witch King was bought and is on the way. Kind of late getting here.
Sylvan Spears, awaiting your command.
What a fun game. I didn't realize it would be this well fought. Like, I thought it was over, basically. Now like 10 minutes ago. So upgrades coming in for Mordor. It's gonna be, forward towers. Not a great idea in my view. Not really much point doing that. Not gonna catch those, so better off just retreating. And also should get, if I were if I were Heyosh, I would get the Druids of the Oaken Order to help buff and heal and provide armor. But oh, tier 3's back, Spears of Framsburg. But the Druids can also give you that eco tree summon, so that's a very useful thing. Eye of Sauron comes in. Wraith on Wings could also be dropped here to help finish off Thranduil. Thranduil will go down. Oof. That's 3,000 to re-recruit him that Heyosh does not have. So this might be the death knell. There's level 5 archers going down. Tier 3 is dropped, and Elven King's Patience, and the Tier 4 Horn of Orome. I'm gonna try to get this right, damn it. Horn of Orome, Great Hunt of Orome. But those horses were not quite enough to destroy these pikes. Tariel and Legolas here, but Wraith on Wings will finish the job. Fortress Tower being built, not usually a good sign. Probably would have been better off buying the Sylvan archers on the top here, which would have opened up access to Gilded Guard and let you get free tramples on this back line. Mordor has now surrounded the fort and the production structures. Cracks of Doom coming in to fight these Sylvans, I guess? But not really necessary at this point. The upgrades are even on the pikes, and they are mowing down this fort. It has gone down. That is GG for Delwor. Well done by Delwor. And kudos to Heyosh for sending me a really well-fought game. Thank you for letting me highlight both players here, especially congrats, Heyosh, on being one of the winners of the Wildmen bracket in the Season 1 League games. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you all next time.